Hello friends, I am back with you this morning to go over this week's math assignments. And all three assignments, part 1, part 2, and part 3 are all here on this one paper. So I'm going to start out by reading the directions to you. It says Chrysanthemum has 13 letters in her name. Find out how many letters your classmates have in their names. Collect and graph your data below. Okay? So you're going to use the class list that I sent to you in your pack. And I'm going to fold it over just so you can see it better next to my graph. All right, and we're going to start out by counting the letters and just writing the number of the letters each name has beside of it. And as I count my letters, I'm going to cross out my letters so that I make sure that I don't skip a letter or make sure I counted them all. All right, so I'm going to start with Jasmine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to put my 7 right there. Then I'm going to keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm just going to continue on down the list and count everybody in our class. 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now that I have all the letters and everybody's name counted, I'm ready to fill out my tally sheet. Okay. So I'm going to look at the tally sheet. This says number of letters and name. So that means every time we look at the different numbers in everybody's name, we're going to write a tally mark beside the number of letters they have. Okay. So I'm going to start with Jasmine. She has 7. So I'm going to come over here and put a tally beside 7. Then Robert has 6. So he goes beside 6. Daniela, Cameron, Julian, 6. Lucy has 4. Aria has 4. Bentley has 7. Nora has 4. Lucas has 5. Blaine has 6. Jaslyn has 7. So I'm at 5. So when I do tallies, I know I got to do a cross this time. Jack has 4. Karen has 5. Tristan has 7. Since I already have 5, that will make a 6. Luke has 4. Ready to go across there. And Colt has 4. All right, so now I'm going to write the numeral that matches my tallies. And this is going to be how many classmates have that many letters in their name. So we have 0 for 2, 0 for 3, 5, 6 for 4, 1, 2 for 5, 1, 2, 3 for 6, and 5, 6 for 7. And then we have zeros for 8, 9, 10, and 11 or more. So when we do our graph, we are only going to fill in for 4, 5, 6, and 7 because we don't have any other numbers with the number of letters of people names in our classroom of any other numbers but these. Okay, so I'm going to go to 4 first, and we have 6 people with 4 letters. So I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to color that bar in. And if you didn't use a crayon when you did yours, that's okay. If you want to go back and color yours with a crayon, that's fine too. I'm just coloring it now because it makes it quicker and easier for you to see. All right, now I'm going to go to 5. We have 2 people that had 5 letters, so I'm going to go 1, 2, color those 2 blocks in. Then I'm going to go to 6 letters, and 3, 1, 2, 3 people had 6 letters. So I'm going to color up 3 blocks. Then when I go to 7, I see it has the same number of 4, which is 6. So the bars should be the same height. So it should stop there too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course it does. Okay, so your part 1 and your part 2, your graph, should look just like mine. Now we're ready to do part 3, which is on the back. All right, the directions for part 3 say, after collecting and graphing your data, or how many letters your classmates have in their names, interpret your data below. So number 1 says, which amount of letters did the most students have in their name? So which amount of letters did the most students have in their name? So we're looking for most students. So how many letters did most students have? Well, looking at our graph, the one with the highest number is 6, and we actually have 2 of those. So we're going to have to do 4 and 7. Okay? So for number 1, we'll say 4 and 7. All right. Which amount of letters did the least students have in their name? So this time we're looking for the least number of students. What amount of letters were those? Well, we have a lot of zeros. But what I think I'm going to do is not worry about the zeros, because I want to count the number of students. So if we look at just the number of letters that we had, which one had the least amount? That's the way I think I want us to answer it. Okay. And the least number that we have to look at is 2. And that would go with 5 letters. Now, if you did it differently and you did the ones that have the 0, that's fine too. But I just decided to pick that because no students had any of these, even though that is kind of the least. I'm kind of looking at the number that the students had. How many more students had 5 letters in their name than 4? Okay. 5 had 2. So 5 had 2. And 6 had 4. So it says, how many more students had 5 letters in their name than 6 letters? Well, we're going to have to switch that, because we actually had more students that had 4 letters than had 5. So we're going to switch ours. We're going to say how many students had 4 letters in their name than 5, because you can't have 2 and subtract 6 from it. So we're going to have to do it the other way. That means we'll have 6 minus 2, which will give us 4. All right, and now the last one says, did you have the same or equal amount of letters in your name as another classmate? If so, who? All right, so this is going to be different for everybody, because if you were one of our friends that had 4 letters in your name, then you have 5 other people that you could write down. If you were one of our friends that had 5 letters, you only have one other person you could write down. If you are one of our friends that had 6, you have a possibility of writing 2 other people's names down. And if you had 7, you also have a possibility of 5 other students, like 4 letters. So whatever you write there is going to depend on the number of letters in your name and who had the same amount. All right, so that is it for this morning. I will be back for the afternoon Zoom. And when we come back at that time, I want you to have your All About Me flags ready to share with everybody. And I'll also share my flag with you too. See you then. Bye-bye.